Now, what I want to show you in the video today is very simply um, what I mean by creating a still life assembly or a still life setup. And it's really very, very simple. So please watch and be attentive. If you go around the house, and I'm going to set the computer down here so you can see, in my space, I have a few particular things. Some of them mean more to me than others. What I'm asking you to do is go through your house and look for items maybe that you could use to express a feeling or that mean something to you personally that help you express a feeling. Either way, you're using these items as kind of a symbol for your expression. So what I have here are objects that are, number one, they're still, and number two is they're in real life. So what you're going to do is get yourself a backdrop. It can be made of fabric, towel, a bed sheet, anything that's simple, fabric of some kind, to drape behind so that you can focus on the items. Then you go around the house and you pick five or more. We'll say five or more for the sake of depth items. They can be just about anything that has any texture, color, form, you name it, and you set them up and arrange them in a pleasing style. Now, when you're looking at this one, I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit. The shorter items here probably should go in front of the taller ones for the sake of depth, and turn them slightly for yourself. What I do not want is items just side by side like this in your still life. Okay? If they're side by side, that doesn't reveal any depth. I would much rather you have something like this, where maybe the line of this crosses through the center here, and maybe one of the items turned on their side. Okay? And this is far more engaging and interesting. Okay? And it really almost can be anything. If you have an old paintbrush, I've got other flower vases, etc. Okay? An old watch that belonged to an old family member, an heirloom, if you will. Again, we're shooting for expression and something that's meaningful. You take your items and set them up, and this is your still life setup, then that you are going to draw a picture of and use a single color. But what I want you to do in the slide deck is I put in an extra slide for you. And what that's for is to take pictures of your arrangement, your actual setup, and put them there so that when I look at your drawing, I know what it is that you were looking at. And that helps me kind of evaluate and make a grade. So I want to see where your still life objects are coming from in your drawing. And so I want you to include, after you set this up, use your camera on the assignment, and I'll walk you through that real quick. If I open the assignment here, go to instructions. Okay, once it's there, you're going to see some instructions. I want you to read thoroughly, especially the notes here, note 1 and note 2. Remember, the checklist on your planner is still for painting 2, so you want to be sure to use the checklist on this assignment page. And the other note for you here is that the assignment is designed for mostly independent at-home work. And then be sure that you set up your still life with your own objects that mean something to you. See, I put that in your instructions there. So if you're looking for a checklist for this assignment, you can find it here. I created one for you. And then you have your own slide deck, and there should be a demo slide deck that I'm going to attach to this. But I'll open the one that's for you and show you what I'm looking at. And what we're looking at is your slide deck. Slide number 1 asks you for text, I believe. Slide 2 is going to ask you for pictures created by the artist you chose. Slide 3 is for your theme, just like usual. What changes is after the final copy, you have this extra slide. This asks you to take pictures of your setup, and with your camera, this is what that is referring to. So I don't want pictures of your drawing on this slide. I don't want pictures of another artist's work. I want pictures of the items that you are drawing a picture of that you have set up in real life at your home. Okay. 2 or 3 different pictures of it is fine. If you just go with two, or maybe even just the one that you chose, that would be fine as well. Thanks, guys.